workers drilling through bedrock on a Vermont highway expansion hit something hollow where solid limestone should be. They break through and are overwhelmed by a pungent smell. Not decay, but aged cheese. Inside a naturally sealed stone chamber sit 47 massive cheese wheels, each marked with a strange symbol, and beside them, a leather journal wrapped in oilcloth. The discovery is about to rewrite 135 years of local history. It started as just another Tuesday morning for the highway crew working outside Middlebury, Vermont. The drilling machines hummed as workers prepared to widen Route 7. Foreman Ethan Brooks had run this kind of operation for 15 years. Nothing about this stretch suggested anything unusual, just limestone bedrock, routine drilling. The crew had been working for 3 days when the drill bit suddenly lurched forward. The resistance changed. Ethan signaled for the operator to stop. They examined the rock face and found a barely visible crack running through the limestone. Site engineer Sarah Dawson suggested they drill a test hole. They repositioned the equipment and started exploratory drilling. The bit punched through into empty space. A cavity this size shouldn't exist in solid limestone bedrock. Ethan made the call to widen the opening. As they broke through the stone barrier, something hit them. A smell, powerful, overwhelming. It was sharp, pungent, almost eye-watering. Several workers stepped back, but it wasn't decay. It was cheese. Someone brought industrial flashlights. The beams illuminated a chamber about 20 feet deep. Inside, stacked in neat rows, were massive wheels of cheese. Dozens of them, each one enormous, sitting on handmade wooden shelves covered in thick mold and cave formations. The crew stood in stunned silence. Who puts cheese inside a sealed limestone cave? Sarah noticed each wheel had a symbol carved into its rind. A thistle, a crown, a sheaf of wheat. They looked really old. And in the corner was something wrapped in oilcloth. Ethan climbed through the opening. The chamber had been sealed intentionally with a stone wall. The air inside was cold and remarkably dry. Springs trickled somewhere, creating constant temperature. He reached the wrapped object. Inside the brittle oilcloth was a leather journal. The first page had a name, Sebastian Thornton, and a date, October 1889. This was history. Ethan called the local historical society. Within an hour, Grace Miller arrived. Grace had been the lead historian at the Middlebury Historical Society for 12 years. She'd written her doctoral thesis on Vermont's dairy industry, but nothing had prepared her for this. She carefully opened the journal. Her eyes scanned the first entry, then stopped. Her face went pale. The name Sebastian Thornton wasn't just familiar, it was infamous. Sebastian Bree Thornton was the most notorious figure in Vermont dairy history. The man who supposedly stole an entire train car of prize-winning cheese in 1889 and vanished. The Great Vermont Cheese Panic, the scandal that rocked the state's dairy reputation for decades. Most historians thought it was folklore, but here was Sebastian Thornton's own journal, his truth. Grace read aloud, her voice shaking. The story that emerged was nothing like the legend. Sebastian hadn't been a thief, he'd been a hero. The 47 wheels had been destined for the 1889 World's Fair in Paris, representing Vermont's finest dairy craftsmanship. Sebastian had been chosen to transport them, but he'd discovered something. His rival railroad baron Cornelius Hatch, who owned massive cheese factories in Wisconsin, had sabotaged the shipment. Hatch wanted Vermont humiliated on the world stage to boost his Wisconsin empire. Sebastian found out days before departure. He couldn't prove it. Hatch was too powerful. So Sebastian made an impossible choice. He hijacked his own delivery, loaded all 47 wheels onto wagons under cover of darkness, and sealed them in this cave he'd known since childhood. His plan was simple. Wait until he could prove the conspiracy, then retrieve the cheese. He documented everything in his journal, but he never got the chance. Hatch reported the cheese stolen. Sebastian was arrested within days. Without the cheese as evidence, no one believed him. He died in jail 6 months later. The cave's location died with him. His family lived in shame for over a century. The Thornton name became synonymous with betrayal, and all along the truth had been sealed behind limestone, waiting. Grace contacted food scientists with one impossible question. After 135 years, could this cheese be edible? The answer stunned everyone. The cave's unique conditions had created perfect aging, constant cold temperature from underground springs, limestone's mineral content, the sealed chamber, and sheer luck combined to create something unprecedented. Food scientists extracted samples. The cheese was safe to eat and had developed complex flavor profiles that modern cheesemakers spend careers trying to achieve. One scientist called it the finest artisanal cheddar she'd ever analyzed. Word spread. A celebrity chef featured it on her show. The internet exploded. Cheese enthusiasts went absolutely insane. Auction houses started calling. The first wheel sold for $94,000. All 47 wheels combined were valued at over $3.8 million. But who legally owned 135-year-old cheese? Genealogists traced Sebastian's family line and found his great-great-grandson living in the same town. His name was Ethan Thornton. He owned a struggling pizza shop, completely unaware of his family's infamous history. When they told him, he didn't believe them. When they showed him the documents, he cried, not because of the money, because his ancestor had been telling the truth the whole time. The Historical Society cleared Sebastian's name. After 5 generations of shame, the Thornton family was finally vindicated. Ethan used his inheritance to open Breeze Redemption, an upscale cheese shop and bistro honoring Sebastian. He kept 2 wheels, serving impossibly rare dishes made with the legendary cheese. The road crew workers each received a wheel as a thank you gift. Most sold them and paid off their mortgages. Grace Miller got a best-selling book deal, and in the town square stands a bronze statue of Sebastian Thornton holding a wheel of cheese. The plaque reads, "Not a thief, just really good at aging cheese." The rock they broke open didn't just stop them cold. It started the greatest cheese comeback story in American history. So here's the question. If your family had been living under shame for over a century and you discovered they'd been innocent all along, would you honor their memory or quietly take the money and move on?